Georgia, the official southern state of coleslaw.
There are 5 major regions in the state of Georgia. The first one is the Appalachian Plateau. A plateau is an area of flat or gently sloping land with a high relief over neighboring valleys and low-lying areas. Then there is the Ridge and Valley region. It consists of soft sedimentary rock. The ridges are composed of sandstone and the valleys are made up from limestone and shale. In the top right region of Georgia is the Blue Ridge region. This is where the Blue Ridge Mountains are. Brasstown Bald, which is the highest mountain in Georgia, is located in this region. This region has less than 1% of Georgia's prime farmland, and oak and hickory grow well in the Blue Ridge.
The Chattahoochee River flows through Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. It is a tributary of the Apalachicola River. The Chattahoochee River is about 430 miles long. The Chattahoochee makes up the largest part of the ACF's drainage basin.
We live in the Piedmont region. Most of Georgia's population lives here. Piedmont is French for foot of the mountains. It makes up about 30% of the state, and Georgia red clay is found here.
The Savannah River, one of Georgia's longest and largest waterways, defines most of the boundary between Georgia and South Carolina. The river originates at the confluence of the Seneca and Tugaloo rivers in Hart County in eastern Georgia.
The coastal plains is the largest region in Georgia. There is not a continuous beach where sea meets dry land. It consists of swamps, rivers, streams, and barrier islands.
The Okefenokee Swamp is a national wildlife refugee and wilderness area, and it is one of the largest freshwater wetlands in America. Located in the coastal plains, it is named for the Indian word Owaquafanoga, which means land of the trembling earth.
There are 4 different prehistoric periods. The first period was the Paleo period. It lasted from 10,000 BC to 8,000 BC. The Indians were nomads and came to North America on Beringia. Few lived older than 30 or 40 years old. The Adlal was invented near the end of this period. The next period was the Archaic period. It was from 8,000 BC to 1,000 BC. Indians started using pottery and became more settled. They relied more on hunting, fishing, and gathering. The Woodland period was from 1000 BC to 1000 AD. Indians made mounds and pottery was more widespread. The bow and arrow was invented in this period. The last prehistoric period was the Woodland period. Indians began to rely on more on agriculture. They made palisades and moats around their villages. They lived in wattle and daub houses and started going to temples to worship gods.
Also known as the Bureau of Refugees, the Freedmen's Bureau was created to help newly freed slaves and poor whites. It issued food, clothing, and other supplies. At first, it helped thousands of poor whites, but later was more focused on helping blacks. Many black people feared going back to plantations for fear of getting beaten, but the Bureau helped them create contracts for blacks and guaranteed their safety.
In 1866, Georgia's government had to solve the growing problem of how to handle people convicted of serious crimes. The government had little money and the state prison was destroyed by Sherman. To solve the problem, Georgia started the convict lease system. For a small fee, the government would lease people convicted of crimes to railroads and other private companies. In 1908, this system failed.
Are you gonna beat one with the other?
No.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Are you still recording?
Yes?
He took an arrow to the knee.
Ah!
I'm gone!